また来てください。
どのモードで遊ぶ？
いらっしゃいませ。どれにします？どのパックを購入します？どれにします？どのデッキを購入します？
どのデッキを見る？ どのデッキを見る？
どれにします？
I talk about what 400 CP. You know, it's pretty expensive. Welcome, gamers, to another more. We're getting is at Swirl Zone, and of course, Swirler and GG are not choice restricted, and it is a whole different beast of its own. And of course, if you scroll down, you do get, if we can, there we go, the G Zone. You can see at the bottom. So we're gonna break down the deck and talk about it, and of course. In the actual at all showing themes, which Chrono says it allows you for or you and you choose one of our cards. Love it or hate it, this is a couple apartment forward. There'll be my friend's apartment for the next couple of weeks, and then after that it'll be my new apartment, which you will then be seeing all the time. So today, to commemorate this, we are P Tokyo. I think that was the only one where I played Jet. We actually switched off of Eva for an event, and this was actually before DBTO8 released in Japan, because this released in Japan before DBTO8. So you can Jet and break it down, as well as talk about some budget replacements to certain cards. Is let's draw, and with first does Slipper in use. Now what in tournaments? Crest is Dragon Crest. Now, I already put away my fancy one, but I use the regular one in tournaments. A crest is basically something that goes into your ride deck that you just acquire as you go, and it says that you may stride, and you can only ride into Chronojet Grade 3 or graders, and all of your Chronojet Grade 3s, Chronojet. So, thinking of like crests have to, you know, be able to grade 2, stay grade 3 first, trying to press for first grade 2 game with, and the second grade 3 that we play is the Barifu deck. And of course, if you this card stride deck set 2, and just in general, like just a stride deck set in its own as a product is really insane. Like honestly, even if you don't like customize it at all, it's gonna be really good. It's just that adding in some other cards does make it an extra bit better, because you get to draw more cards and stuff like that, which is a very important resource in Vanguard. But Upstream Dragon says Breaker Circle GB1, so if you have one or more card face up in your G zone, so you can do this on first stride, for example. It also doesn't have to be just in your G zone, it can be including your Vanguard Circle too. So if you have one face up in the G zone and one face up in your Vanguard Circle, that counts as GB2. If you only have one face up in your Vanguard Circle and nothing in your G zone face up, that also counts as GB1. So you can do this on first stride. So basically it says when you attack a Vanguard, where you're like swing with one of them, basically they aims the target and put on Guardian Circle, Soul Blast 1 for that. Pinkest Shield is pretty good. You can just call him down as an attacker and the opponent, and but you go one of in hand when you would pay the cost for stride. This card is regarded as a grade 3, so more ways to pay the cost for stride. And if you have him in hand and you have a Chronojet Dragon Crest, you can discard him to search your deck or drop zone for a Chronojet grade 3, reveal an add to your hand, and if you search your deck, you shuffle your deck. So in general, for next card is, in my opinion, the best card of the deck. Dragon Crest. That's 5 1. In order to do that, of course, we do need cards that soul charge, and unfortunately the best card that soul charges also gains power, and that makes it pretty expensive. And it is getting a reprint in English. It just got a reprint in Japanese as well, but it was pretty unfortunate turn. So in order to do that, of course, we do need cards that soul charge. And unfortunately, the best card that soul charges also gains power, and that makes it pretty expensive. And it is getting a reprint in English. It just got a reprint in Japanese as well, but it was a very scuffed reprint where it was like 1 or 2 per case. It was like really, really bad. I really hope it's better in English. I pray, sincerely pray, which is of course Brainwash Swirler. But there are alternatives to this. I'm just presenting you the most optimal list in my opinion. So this, I bought these for like $6 each when they were first like a year, yeah, basically a year ago when I first came to Japan, and I got this SP from my friend Ayrton for free, late birthday present, something like that. But basically, I'm sure he regrets it because this thing is worth like $100 now, even in Japan. And he simply says it's a grade 1 with 8k power when you GG, and then simple as that. So that immediately gives you the 2 soul on turn 1 for GG. And then when a card is put to your soul by soul charging, if your Vanguard is a grade 3 or greater, he gets plus 5k for that turn, and it's not once per turn. So if you call a bunch of swirlers, and they will keep getting plus 5k to each other as well, and that power will keep on stacking. So that's really huge. That's what kind of why he's good in a lot of different decks, because he just is an easy beater plugging. So that's, and they will plus 5 when a card is put to your soul by soul charging. If your Vanguard is a grade 3 or greater, they will keep. So kind of why he's good in a lot of different decks, because he just is an easy beater plus also easy soul charger. So for that reason, it's pretty good. But I know he's very expensive and hard to get. So there are quite a few alternatives, which I think is pretty, like, got a bit expensive now in English too. He also says when placed on rear, you soul charge 1. And release, which is, you know, good time. Sarugon is a rare from set 9, which is just about to release, which is, you know, good timing for this video, I suppose. Turn, give it the effect. When this unit's attack hits a Vanguard, you can choose 2 cards from your soul, choose 2 cards from your drop and put them to your soul. So what's really good about this is that you can boost him with, you know, a rear, boost him to your Vanguard, boost him to whatever, and they will get that effect. And it's pretty effective because in early turns, you can make columns, forcing your opponent to either drop cards from hand, like 15k shields to guard your columns, which is going to be really annoying because then they're going to lose over, you know, the course of the game. So instead of going like 3 columns wide, you're going more tall with like 18k columns with your Grateful Bear with the, and if you will turn if you don't have Swirler, and I know a lot of people have been playtesting Chronojet without it, because if you just have this, basically, like, you almost don't need anything else other than what's in the Stride deck set, which is insanely good. So really, of course, you can just run 4 of these if you don't have the Blitz PG, but it is optimal because this stops Chronojet's guard restrict. This goes up around it because you don't guard from hand. You not tabs like you can, because it's with. And very important that these are 5k non-effect criticals, and you of course only get one playset in the Stride deck set, so you have to pick up the other playset somewhere. You can get it from the Bruce deck, so if you have the Bruce start deck still in stock in your local store, you can pick that up and just use those critical triggers, and that'll be fine. So just make sure they're back in the Stride, which makes zone we're gonna that you get from face down in your G zone, face for second stream GG and your soul charger. Very irritating. Quick talk about sometimes keeping to, and generally you'll run into mirror matches where you have to play the grade 2 game, generate as much hand as you would have originally. So you basically, when your opponent's at 4 or more damage, you start pressuring with this, because this will be really annoying because it's
どのデッキを見る？どのデッキを見る？
どれにします？
どのデッキを見る？ どのデッキを見る？
どれにします？どのパックを購入します？どれにし、ありがとうございました。
どのモードで遊ぶ？どのデッキを見る？どのデッキを見る？どのモードで遊ぶ？どのファイトにする？どのデッキにする？どのファイトにする？どのファイトにする？どのデッキにする？どのファイトにする？お願いします。絶対に負けないから。 スタートアップヴァンガード。私のターン。ドロー。ライド。スキル発動。ターンエンド。私のターン。ドロー。ライド。スキル発動。スキル発動。コール。スキル発動。コール。スキル発動。スキル発動。ヴァンガードにアタック。ノーガード。ドライブチェック。ダメージチェック。オーバートリガー。パワープラス。ターンエンド。私のターン。ドロー。ライド。スキル発動。コール。スキル発動。オーダー発動。スキル発動。スペリオルコール。パワープラス。コール。ヴァンガードにアタック。ノーガード。ドライブチェック。ドライブチェック。ダメージチェック。 ヴァンガードにアタック。ノーガード。ダメージチェック。ヒールトリガー。パワープラス。ヴァンガードにアタック。ガード。ターンエンド。私のターン。ドロー。ライド。コール。コール。スキル発動。ヴァンガードにアタック。ノーガード。ドライブチェック。ダメージチェック。
Ini ada Reri-chan.
リアガードにアタック。ノーガード。ヴァンガードにアタック。ガード。ターンエンド。私のターン。ドロー。さあこの子の出番よ。ライド。コール。スキル発動。この勝負私に。
Goblok, Alfredo nggak jelas anjing. Frog Eyes. Goblok banget.
孫をせオーダー発動。スペリオルコール。スペリオルコール。スキル発動。スペリオルコール。パワープラス。クリティカルプラス。スキル発動。ヴァンガードにアタック。ノーガード。ドライブチェック。よし、ヒールトリガー。パワープラス。ドライブチェック。これで終わり。アタック。ダメージチェック。ヴァンガードにアタック。ノーガード。ダメージチェック。ダメージチェック。ヴァンガードにアタック。ノーガード。ダメージチェック。ヒールトリガー。パワープラス。ターンエンド。私のターン。ドロー。これが私の切り札。ライド。スキル発動。 ストライドジェネレーション。スキル発動。スキル発動。スキル発動。ヴァンガードにアタック。スキル発動。パワープラス。ガード。ターンエンド。私のターン。ドロー。ペルス。このスキルで魔合成。オーダー発動。スキル発動。ステリオルコールパワープラス。クリティカルプラス。ヴァンガードにアタック。ノーガード。ドライブチェック。ドライブチェック。ヒールトリガー。パワープラス。ドライブチェック。よし、フロントトリガー。パワープラス。この思い。あっ！ダメージチェック。 ヴァンガードにアタック。いいヴァンガードファイトでした。まだまだこれから。どのファイトにする？